movement until Jack seemed to float incongruously atop the waves. Spread next to her in the bright water was an undulating sheet of non-reflective solar panels. Jack made a crumpling gesture with her hand, and the solar array swarmed back into its dock, disappearing beneath a panel in the hull. The sub's batteries were charged, her network traffic was hidden in a blur of legitimate data, and she had a hold full of drugs. It was time to dive. Opening the hatch, Jack banged down the ladder to the control room. A dull green glow emerged in streaks on the walls as bacterial colonies awoke to illuminate her way. Jack came to a stop beneath a coil of ceiling ducts. A command line window materialized helpfully at eye level, its photons organized into the shape of a screen by thousands of projectors circulating in the air. With a swipe, she pulled up the navigation system and altered her heading to avoid the heavily trafficked shipping lanes. Her destination was on a relatively quiet stretch of the Arctic coast, beyond the Beaufort Sea, where fresh water met sea to create a vast puzzle of rivers and islands. But Jack was having a hard time concentrating on the mundane tasks at hand. Something about that homework addiction story was bugging her. Mashing the goggles over her eyes again, she re-immersed in the feed menu. Glancing through a set of commands, she searched for more information. "Homework fiend case reeks of black market pharma," read one headline. Jack sucked in her breath. Could this clickbait story be about the batch of Zacuity she'd unloaded last month in Calgary? The sub's cargo hold was currently stacked with 20 crates of freshly pirated drugs. Tucked among the many therapies for genetic mutations and bacterial management were boxes of cloned Zacuity, the new blockbuster productivity pill that everybody wanted. It wasn't technically on the market yet, so that drove up demand. Plus, it was made by Zaxi, the company behind Smart Effects, Brillicent, and other popular work enhancement drugs. Jack had gotten a beta sample from an engineer at Vancouver's biggest development company, Quick Build Wares. Like a lot of biotech cores, Quick Build handed out new attention enhancers for free along with their in-house employee meals. The pre-release ads said that Zacuity helped everyone get their jobs done faster and better. Jack hadn't bothered to try any Zacuity herself. She didn't need drugs to make her job exciting. The engineer who'd provided the sample described its effects in almost religious terms. You slipped the drug under your tongue, and work started to feel good. It didn't just boost your concentration. It made you enjoy work. You couldn't wait to get back to the keyboard, the breadboard, the gesture table, the lab, the fabber. After taking Zacuity, work gave you a kind of visceral satisfaction that nothing else could, which was perfect for a core like Quick Build, where new products had tight ship dates, and consultants sometimes had to hack a piece of hardware top to bottom in a week. Under Zacuity's influence, you got the feelings you were supposed to have after a job well done. There were no regrets, nor fears, that maybe you weren't making the world a better place by fabricating another networked blob of atoms. Completion reward was so intense that it made you writhe right in your plush desk chair, clutching the foam desktop, breathing hard for a minute or so. But it wasn't like an orgasm, not really. Maybe it was best described as physical sensation perfected. You could feel it in your body, but it was more blindingly good than anything your nerve endings might read as inputs from the object world. After a Zacuity-fueled work run, all you wanted to do was finish another project for Quick Build. It was easy to see why the shit sold like crazy. But there was one little problem, which she'd been ignoring until now. Zaxi didn't make data from their clinical trials available, so there was no way to find out about possible side effects. Normally, Jack wouldn't worry about every drug freakout reported on the feeds.